Hello everybody, I'm Henry Lee. Now we are looking at the blooming Vanda in my backyard. I'm doing a plein air painting, a vignette of the flower. I did a sketch briefly with pencil. So we're going to blocking the background. I'm using watercolor today. Got some raw amber or yellow ochre there. That's for the background. You can see the building wall, so that's a yellow tone. I'm going to blocking this color just using a large flat brush. So kind of cutting the shape of the flower. This paper is a very cheap paper. It's kind of bluish, so I'm going to change the tone to kind of yellow. That's why I'm using this also. So I didn't wet the paper. You could do that, I think. But let me use another clean brush to do the same thing. So we can just kind of soften the edge a little bit with a hacky brush. I just use this brush to exhaust the paint a little bit. And let's go back to the flat brush again. Just I save the white because I'm not going to use white for the flower. You can see lots of whites there, especially the center part. I'm using left hand holding the camera, so it's kind of shaky. I should have a tripod, but this way you can see what I'm focusing on. I didn't reload the brush much, so it has a natural gradation from dark to light in terms of value. So maybe I will change the tone to a little cooler because there's a fence there. It's a little bit cooler, so I just add a little blue to it. At this point, we're not going to worry too much about the tone, just kind of cover the shady area with the blue. I don't mix the two colors, just let it blend on the paper. So you might tint green in some part, that's okay. So it's a gradation. I got some, I put similar colors in the same seal, so I cannot exactly tell what is it. It's cobalt with some turquoise, I think. So this could be a little darker, so I use ultramarine on this corner. You can see that shady corner with trees. So these are kind of like blurred background. I'm not going to paint any background. So just set the flower, the background for the vignette. Okay, this part, I'm going to go back to the yellow again around the flower, but could be a little cooler, I think. There are flowers behind, so I'm going to omit some. Maybe we can indicate that. We just put a little lavender because the petals there blend in with the background. It's a little bit too strong, maybe. If my camera is off focus, forgive me, because I cannot do two things at the same time perfectly. But you have a close-up view this way. You can hear the noise. It's a park nearby, so it's Sunday morning. Everybody's outside in a beautiful sunny day. Yesterday was a little bit cloudy. I think I'm gonna cover all this part because it's all in shade. This I don't have to worry about that. The leaf will be very dark, so it will be. So let's use a little bit strong color like amber, raw amber, and burnt sienna, that kind of red tone for the leaves. In Chinese painting, we always use amber as a base for the greens. So I'm doing the same thing, I think. But the background green should be cool. I mean, we just blend the color on the paper, basically. Let me step back so you can see my whole painting. I think it's a better way to do it. Instead of focusing on the details, you focus on the whole. It was said that when you do focus, you concentrate on the focus. When you do anywhere else, you still keep an eye on the focus. So I think we should let it dry. But I'll start to work on the flowers. Let's keep the center white, but we will give it a very pale yellow. Let's look at that beautiful color there. So there's white, yellow. Let me just use dry brush so we can keep the texture. I think there's some orange color I see, so it's a warm yellow right there in the center, I think. So I just kind of use the side of the brush and take advantage of the texture of the papers to get some patterns like little dots, that kind of thing. I'm not going to make myself crazy to go into all the details. You can see I did not reload that much so it has a natural gradation always, just like we paint on rice paper. Use my finger, disperse the color a little bit. This, we don't really see that. Okay, there's the center, the accent of the orange color. We better let it dry, so I'll come back. Okay, after looking at the painting from distance, I realized there's a blue sky up here, so I'm going to add that. That echoes the coal color under it. So I'm going to cut in the sky there. Well, it tastes kind of green there. It's okay. That's too dark. Concentration disperse. I start working on the petals. It's in the background, so just like that, cutting the shape. There's a lemon tree behind that. It's greenish. The branches there, so we don't really paint the background. I just use the color randomly. It could go wild, you know, with the background. Any color should be fine. But we need to make it dark so the flower will appear. Let's do something dramatic, maybe. Okay. Yeah, better wet it dry. Yeah, we start to see a little bit of sunshine there, so I'm going to capture that with a very vibrant yellow here. Tender leaf there. Look at this gorgeous bud and just new bloom flower. There's a very subtle green tone in it, so I'm going to use a little bit golden green color inside this petal. It's translucent. So just a very light touch. There's also a little green there. Green there. There. This is a little too dark, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, I decided to go for the calligraphy of the leaves. That's the most fun part for this painting, I think. I'm going to use neutral tint with the ultramarine. Try to get some like the Chinese indigo color. There's some green in it, maybe. It's a dark green, blue. This is the silhouette. So there's a front and back relationship. Just cutting with dark, shady part, just wet into wet a little bit. That makes it pop, right? And you can see the light. I try to create the lighting effect, and here we combine these two shapes together. Where I try to get these two leaves here. That's very nice sun spots. A little bit impressionistic. Just do a little shading. I should use this little light there. Just blend the two, soften some of the edges. Using toothbrush in one hand, it would be fun because I'm using my my left hand with for the camera. Holding chopsticks. Dry brush. A little bit yellow. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to do this leaf with some brown spot in it. I think that's a nice color, although it's an old leaf, but it looks more natural there. So just have some warmth and maybe some cold also. That's a leaf, that's a baby there. You see that? Behind that, that's a baby.